guys, Jeremy and Jamira here from RC Militia. I don't know why the hell I just did that. I just made myself look like a jackass. So we have the Proline Pro MT. I keep wanting to say two. The Proline Pro MT from Proline. So this is the build review. I'm just going to tell you how the build went. The build went flawlessly. End of video.
There you go.
No. Honestly, guys, the build did go together flawlessly.
Just had the least amount of cursing.
Yeah.
And I think you only threw one thing.
But that was my fault, my mistake.
Yeah.
There was not one single thing wrong with the car.
It's kind of how we judge builds. The amount of cursing and how many things are thrown equals the build.
Yep, and I have very little patience, so that's saying something for this. It went together. It went together great. It comes assembled. The chassis all comes assembled with the steering rack and stuff. You do have to put on the ARs. Well, you can go on Proline's website and you can see exactly how it comes. But not a whole lot of work involved, but there is some, and it was, like I said, it went together flawlessly. The manual is phenomenal. I mean, it was like hardware. They had a step. I don't know how to explain this. They had hardware for like each step, so a bag of hardware for each one step. I mean, it was absolutely fantastic.
That's different than Axial.
It's different than everybody. And everybody should take a note from Proline's manuals. They should take a note from Proline's plastics. I was surprised. It's another thing I want to go over is the Proline's plastics. They are just extremely beefy. We'll have close-ups for you guys when I mention these things. The A-arms are super thick. I was a little bit worried about the A-arms since it was the Proline wide track suspension is what I do believe they call it. I have a cheater right here. I have a box here with me. They don't even say what it's called. I think it's called the Pro Track suspension. Yeah, I'm almost positive it is. And I think it's called Pro Wide Track suspension or something like that. But anyway, I thought with the extension of the A-arms, it would leave them vulnerable for, hits. When you take a hit on one wheel or something like that, usually it snaps an A-arm. Don't see that happening with this thing. The bumper is nice and wide. I thought it was going to be smaller. I was thinking about putting something like a T-bone bumper on there, kind of like the Low C Mini 8 that just covers tire to tire pretty much. Not going to be needed.
It seems really solid.
Yeah, it is very solid. I mean, and I will usually strip plastics with a screw on any kit that I build. I always over tighten, even though I'm trying not to. I strip plastics.
Yep. That leads to cursing,
and that especially happens with Axial plastics. Not to bash on Axial or anything like that. I do like Axial. I just haven't had the best of luck with their kits, but I do like Axial. But when comparing Proline's plastics to anybody's plastics besides RPM's, I would say these guys knock everybody out of the park. And no, I'm not sponsored by Proline. Proline, if you're watching, if you want to sponsor me, yeah, go ahead and contact me. But let's see, what did I actually want to go over? Okay, so it comes with a metal chassis.
Yeah.
It comes with pretty much every upgrade you want on a monster truck or on a Stampede.
Like the rock guards.
Is what I would say. Yeah, the rock guards are really nice.
Yeah.
These come up nice and high.
We haven't had those on any of our cars before, do we?
No, rocks are going to get in there, but it
helps.
It's a
Smart idea.
preventer. It comes with the Proline Power Stroke shocks, dual rate springs. Great. Let's see, what else? The tires. I think I mentioned. No, I didn't mention this.
No.
The tires and wheels come pre-glued, which is great because I hate gluing tires with a passion.
It does.
It now has an HD transmission, and the Performance HD transmission is what they call it. It used to not be all metal gears, as I believe, on the inside of the transmission, but it is now. The only thing that I have for plastic on gears here is a spur gear, and I don't think that's going to be a bad thing. One thing you do have to buy is thanks for interrupting, dog. One thing you do have to buy is a pinion gear. I did go with a 27 tooth because that is all my local hobby store had in stock, and I just said, screw it, I don't want to wait. I'm just going to go ahead and get the 27 tooth, and hopefully it won't be too bad. Let's see, what else here? The shock towers.
Were these special?
Everything seems great. Oh yeah,
I don't remember what they're called.
The Proline, or not the Proline, the Pro Spline HD axles.
That's what it was.
They pretty much are just a little bit skinnier version of the MIP CVDs, which is okay because that's less weight, and and they seem to be just as strong. They went together really well. I actually think they're built a little bit better than the MIP ones. based on the collars and stuff that go over it, so the pins don't come out, screws don't come out, and stuff like that. You guys will see that. You guys will see that if you buy one. Oh yeah, and it also comes with aluminum C-hubs. We will have close-ups of all this. It comes with an aluminum servo mount, which is very cool. And for the servo, I went with a Hi-Tech 7955 TG. You guys are going to think all this is overkill, and I just went out and spent a lot of money. I did not spend any money on, well, I spent money on the electronics, but this is all stuff I had lying around from like 2 years ago when I had the Losi short course truck. And that's the electronics that the Losi ST, excuse me, the short course truck, yeah, but the electronics that I had laying over were, was a Tekin RX-8 and Tekin Pro 4, it's not the HD, but the Tekin Pro 4 4600 kV motor. You guys are probably thinking this car is just going to implode. No, it won't. I know it's built. It's going to be great. If I can figure out a way to run it on 4S, I'm going to try it, but I don't see it fitting. That's the only negative I will say about this, is the battery tray is a little bit limited. And I don't think there's any mods out there for it yet. I will have to check around about that. But yeah, like I said, Tekin RX-8 in here, the Tekin Pro 4 4600 kV motor. What else did I add to it? The Hi-Tech 7955 TG servo. Of course, that is
who comes up with these names?
One of the best servos. I don't know, but I'm surprised that I can actually stick it all in my head.
I don't.
And we're running it with my Spectrum DX3R Pro. And I had the Losi 5T receiver laying around because I have the Futaba running the Losi 5T, and I don't know. It's just an overkill receiver. It has all the Sound Train stuff, and I'm not going to be using any of it. And this car, of course, is going to be powered by a max amps battery. We have the 5450 mAh, 11.1 volt, 120C rating. I called up Max Amps and I said, you know, I got the Proline Pro MTN. I need a battery that'll fit for it because I have this same battery in a hard case and it would not fit. So they hooked me up with another battery and of the exact same kind. So
it's like Jack in the Box, made to order.
Made to order, yeah.
Call up, make an order.
Pretty much. I just told Max Amps I need this, and they'll be like, okay, it'll be ready in a few days. So. Yeah. There we go. It'll be ran by Max Amps and Tekin, so I think this thing will be going pretty freaking fast. If I had my choice, I would have Castle in it, just because I like Castle better than Tekin because they're not. They're waterproofed and they are not censored, and censored motors are harder to waterproof. Well, it's hard to. I wouldn't want to risk putting a censored motor in water ever. I don't care. You could load it up with marine grease and all that kind of stuff and everything.
Just personal preference.
But it's personal. That's my personal preference. But huge thanks to Max Amps because we wouldn't be able to run this thing because I have 0 batteries that'll fit it. And if Max Amps hadn't to send me this battery, so
yes, big thanks. So with the battery, with the setup, we got Losi 5T stuff in here.
It's just a receiver.
I don't care.
Doesn't do anything.
I don't care.
Just tells everything what's going on.
It's not going to explode, so he says. We will have it on film, so if it does explode, then we have it on film. But it's going to go really fast. And with his kind of driving, which is like someone drinking and driving is the best way I can explain while trying to film.
No, she just
There's no rhyme or reason.
I'm a basher. I'm not a racer.
It's very hard to
I'm not out there to hit every jump and land it perfectly. I want these things to be beat to crap so that way you guys know your limits.
Yeah, that's
true.
And
a lot of people will comment on my driving. You drive it too hard. Well, yeah, suck it. I don't drive too hard. If you're not breaking stuff, you're not driving hard enough.
Drives it like he stole it.
Exactly. If you're not breaking stuff, you're not driving hard enough.
So, so guys, some of you guys on the Facebook page had posted about how he was going to paint the Tamiya body. And he got the liquid mask on there, and he was really gung-ho, really excited.
Looked about as good as when I go and pick up my dog's poop out in the backyard.
It was bad, and he got really frustrated with it. It got thrown, curse words were said, and he has sworn off painted bodies anymore, which I don't mind because I like the painting.
Unless it's one color, I'll do that.
Yeah, I like painting bodies, though, so I don't mind. So he gave me the task. He said, I'm going to build it, you paint the body. So I settled on Scorpion tribal theme because I wanted to work with frog tape. If you guys have never used frog tape or don't know of frog tape, it's I was gonna have it out here.
Yeah, we should have it out here.
It's a green big roll of tape.
And it comes in a round plastic tub.
Yeah, mine's about 2 inches wide.
Yeah.
I got it from Lowe's or Home Depot, something like that.
Yeah. Ace Hardware, if you have Ace Hardware.
Yeah, it's frog tape. You cannot go wrong. It's phenomenal.
I used to professionally paint not RC bodies. I used to
no.
professionally paint for companies. Let's say I paid pretty much all of a Kmart store and stuff like that, and I've used like the regular blue masking tape, which is supposed to be better than the white masking tape, and then I've used the frog tape. The frog tape is freaking, and no, we're not sponsored by frog tape.
That would be wonderful.
That'd be a weird sponsor, but it'd be really
Frog
cool.
tape, if you're listening.
It would be really cool. But what it does is it somehow there's chemicals in it that make it so the paint will not leak through and it bonds to the surface somehow. I don't know, but it works flawlessly.
It's a godsend
and it
in
does
the world
not
of
bleed,
RC.
and it does not bleed. So anyway, go ahead.
So I wanted to do something with hard, like good solid lines, and so I chose a tribal theme. So I went with scorpions, and our friend Hemistorm. If you guys haven't heard of
Krista
Hemistorm,
Groff.
Krista Groff.
Everybody knows Miss Krista Groff.
Oh.
Krista
Okay.
Groff from Hemistorm.
If you guys don't know of Hemistorm, there's a
And
link.
if you're watching this channel, you sure as hell should know about Hemistorm.
There's a link below to his channel. Check him out. This is like child's play. I bet you we could blindfold him and it would come out even better than this. His brain and painting RC cars is like one. It's phenomenal what he comes up with. So.
And Chris and I, we've been, crap.
He tried to help Jeremy with the Tamiya
He tried to help me, but
you can only
there's
help so
there's
much.
no helping me when it comes to art.
No.
A stick figure is hard for me to draw.
Don't play Pictionary with him, guys. I'm never his partner. So I told him what I was doing. I sent him, a few pictures kind of as the process went along. And then when it came time to paint it, I was just going to do, solid black body with blue scorpions. And I was really proud of myself for that, especially with the designs going all over.
Yep.
And he's like, please tell me you're going to fade it. And I was like, well, he wasn't going to, but when Hemistorm says, please tell me you're going to fade it, you say, yes, Hemistorm, I'm going to fade it. It may not turn out good, but I'm going to attempt to fade it. So that's what I did. I went with there are a couple of pictures will pop up while I'm talking about it. There's it goes with the regular blue that we started off with, and then I faded in with some white. So it just goes to a lighter blue. And what I noticed is, since I've only painted, this is my second real body that I've painted.
Third. You painted the one for the Stampede with the shamrocks and stuff.
Okay, a shamrock is not really...
She didn't like it, but
it's not really
it had a lot of
paint
different colors going on there, I think, but go ahead.
So I tried a new paint that I had never tried before. Normally I just use Tamiya, but I tried a Duratrex paint. And at Hobbytown, we go to Hobbytown here in Spokane, you can get it's almost like 50% more for like 50 cents. So I was like, well, I'll try it.
That's not 50% more, it's about 25% more.
Okay, 25, I don't really care. It's just more for like 50 cents. Yeah. Well worth the money. So that was my blue and my black, and we already had white. And so with all over black, it went on really, really, really well. And I really, really liked it. And then blue, as I was trying to fade and kind of be really light in some areas so I can add the white and kind of get that really nice, clean, fade effect to a lighter blue. It's this side. There's some splatter marks, and made me want to just chuck the body because I was so careful. I was even holding it up in the air.
If I just had that simple mistake, I would have been happy with mine.
Yeah. And so what I kind of noticed was, to me, I've never had any splatter marks. I don't know if you guys have. I'm kind of new at this. So
I have with the gold. The gold sucks. I hate using gold. And I don't like metallics that much.
Okay. So I don't know if you guys.
They seem to run easier.
Really, we only have the option of Tamiya or Duratrex right now.
Yeah.
At our Hobbytown.
Really needs
at
to
our
be.
Hobbytown. And so I just kind of realized that if I'm going to go a solid color, I have no problem using the Duratrex. But if I'm going to go for something that's intricate like that, where you're really going to see the smoothness of the coat of the paint, I'm going to go with Tamiya on something like that. So it's just lesson learned. But
and maybe it's just the blue. Certain colors have certain problems.
It might be. Took the pictures of the body outside, so proud of it, in love with it, sent them to Chris, and he gave me the thumbs up, which is just yes, I passed fading. So the next one is water drops. That's what he said. The next stage, I graduated preschool, now I'm going to kindergarten, which is water drops.
But not on the next body.
But not on the next body. When I realized how fast this one's going to go, and how he's going to drive it, and then falling in love with this body, I said, you're not allowed to drive that body. So I went and I bought him another body, a Ford Raptor body for this, and we just got the paint. We're doing a green and black scale truck, trying to make it kind of like
green
scale.
and black scale?
I tried to save it right there, but
A green and black scheme.
I tried to save it, so maybe they didn't notice. But thanks for
A
that.
scheme. Mwah.
And I'm not gonna put as much effort into it because he's just gonna bash the living daylights out of it. But I'm still gonna make it cool.
Yeah.
I've got a reputation.
And I am going to
over
drive
it.
this one.
I know.
Oh, you have a reputation
I have a
now, huh?
reputation,
You have a
I do.
reputation now.
I do.
Yes.
When Hemi Storm gives you this, you have a reputation to hold.
I think there's a lot of people that can paint a lot better than us right now.
Oh, I know there is.
But
I'm a girl, so there's a different level.
With
because-
Jamara, I will say this: when it comes to arts and crafts and stuff like that, she catches on so quick. Everything she does is absolutely amazing. And she just puts a lot of time and effort, has a lot of patience, and my patience is about as much as Satan. It's just terrible.
Yeah, it's no bueno. And so we just know strengths and weaknesses, and that one, I don't mind doing the kits and stuff like that. I like it, but I'm more of the arts and crafts kind of person, so painting a body is just more my alley. So together, we make an RC car.
Made a pretty cool car. So, I mean, thanks to Chris for helping.
Thank you
Jamara.
for your patience. They're 9 hours. He's in Norway, so he's 9 hours different. He's ahead of us. So sometimes I don't take that in consideration. When I'm messaging him, I'm like,
Yes.
crap, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning there. And, he's so kind to get back to me. And him and Jeremy talk all the time, so that's nice. So sometimes I'm like, hey, ask Chris this while they're talking about something completely different. So yeah, huge thanks. Thank you so much.
Huge thanks to Chris, because we couldn't have the paint job we have with this, and we wouldn't be running the car without the Max Amps battery. So huge thanks to Chris from Hemi Storm, and always a huge thanks to Max Amps.
It was a collaboration.
I love having Max Amps as a sponsor. They're a great bunch of people, and just they're phenomenal. If you go on the RC Militia Facebook group page, you will see they will people from Max Amps will comment, and they will try and guide you in the right direction. If you have questions about batteries and stuff like that, they're great people. Give them a call for customer service, any of that kind of stuff. So absolutely great people. But
that's pretty much it.
Yep.
That's the car.
That's the car. That's the build review. Everything went so smooth it was ridiculous. I'm sure there's probably something that I forgot about. I'm sure I mentioned the Proline Power Stroke shocks with the dual rate springs and all that kind of stuff. The only thing you have to do is film them, which is really nice. You don't have to put them together. But yeah. Oh, there was one negative. Didn't they screw up on one of the tires?
Yeah.
They glued one of the tires on the wrong way, and I'm not about to take it off and put it back on again. So, but that's not a big deal. I could care less about that. I really don't think it's gonna matter that much. So
yeah.
All right. So with that said, guys, that's
the build.
That's pretty much the build, and that's pretty much it. And somebody's calling me, and no, thank you. So, we will see you on the next one, guys. And I don't know if I said this before, but like I said, like, comment, subscribe, thumbs up, all that good stuff. All our links to the Facebooks and the interwebs and stuff like that is in the description below. So,
and Hemi Storm's, once again, Hemi Storm's
link will be in the description below.
Right down below. Go check him out. If you haven't ever heard of him, be surprised, but go check out his videos. Phenomenal.
And that is the end of that's the end of the build. And please comment below, like I said, if you stuck through the whole video. I know this is a long one, but if you watch the whole thing, I'm sure that it will be worth it too. So thank you for watching, and we will see you on the next one. Take it easy.
Bye, guys.